Brad Keselowski is one of the biggest names in NASCAR today. He's a champion of both the Xfinity and Cup Series. He's won over 30 races, including several of the sport's crown jewels, and he now co-owns Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, cementing a place for himself in the sport long after his driving days are through. There's no doubt that Brad has carved out a career worthy of a first ballot Hall of Fame nomination, but all of this may have been for naught had Brad not shown the racing world what he was capable of on a fateful summer night in 2007. To know who Brad Keselowski is, you must first understand the legacy of his last name. Brad's grandfather John raced motorcycles and would eventually own the car Brad's uncle Ron ran in the Cup Series back in the 1970s. Ron had 68 starts, earning a best finish of 5th on 2 separate occasions, both of which came at the Keselowski's home track in Michigan. Brad's brother Brian has made 67 career starts across NASCAR's top 3 series, including the 2011 Daytona 500, where he got a little help from baby brother in the qualifying race. But there was no greater influence on Brad's career than his dad, Bob. Bob found most of his success in ARCA, racking up 24 wins in 170 starts and the series championship in 1989. But it's in the Truck Series where he found his NASCAR success. He made 86 starts over the first 5 seasons of NASCAR's third division, all those starts coming for the family-owned K Automotive Racing Team. And in 1997, Mr. Keselowski took the checkered flag home at Richmond Raceway. It's fitting that Bob is known so well for his time in the Truck Series because that's exactly where young Bradley's NASCAR story began. 7 years after his father tasted victory, Brad drove the K Automotive 29 in his debut race at Martinsville, where he'd finished 33rd. Brad was full-time in 2005, where he kicked off the season with a strong 7th-place finish at Daytona. While that was his lone top 10 of the season, Brad did show flashes of that talent we'd come to know later on, as despite K Automotive not being a powerhouse team, Brad regularly fought for top 15s at the smaller tracks like Martinsville, Richmond, Mansfield, and Dover. K Automotive Racing began struggling financially and shut down in early 2006. Brad would run for a couple of different teams following this without much success. Late in 2006, Brad began racing what was then the Busch Series for the underfunded Keith Coleman Racing Team. Brad would make 20 starts in the 23 Chevrolet with a best finish of 24th, and the team would close after the Nashville race on June 9, 2007. And with that, Keselowski was out of a NASCAR ride. But just 2 weeks later, perhaps one of the most important moments in his career took place at a race he wasn't even in. Ted Musgrave intentionally drove into Kelly Byers under caution at the Milwaukee Mile and was subsequently suspended for the following week's race at Memphis Motorsports Park. Germain Racing had to find a replacement driver quickly, and with Memphis being a standalone race with the Busch and Cup Series at New Hampshire that weekend, options were limited. So at the urging of champion Germain driver Todd Bodine, as well as Mark Martin, Keselowski was selected to fill in.
And the story has been well documented throughout our day. Brad Keselowski, fastest in practice here yesterday, winning the pole earlier today. How confident are you as we get set to go racing, Brad?
Oh, man, I don't know. I think we just play it by ear. I really try not to think about it, to be honest. Hold our line and run the bottom and run it hard, and that's what we're going to do all day.
Have you met your expectations for the weekend? A lot of pressure here.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pressure. I didn't even put any expectations on it. I just wanted to come out here and have fun and do the best I could for the Germain family and their sponsor, Team ASC, and so far that's been working out really well. So if we just stay cool-headed here, I think we'll have a good day.
Brad wasted no time making a splash as he put the number 9 Tundra on the pole for that night's race. He'd be starting right in front of Truck Series legends Ron Hornaday and Mike Skinner. He had no problem when the green flag waved as he shot out to the early lead, and from there he led the race's first 19 laps. He wouldn't be so lucky on the first restart of the race on lap 20 as Hornaday nudged him out of the way when the 9 didn't take off as soon as the green came back out. He soon fell into the clutches of Skinner as well and would surrender second soon after. He then had to regain his composure as he rode along in third. Hornaday made it very clear he had no patience for young Brad as the race's leader.
But he can't stop the field any slower than we can go. If he wants to be the pace truck, he can be all right. Understand. Good job. Good start. 2 by 2 behind us.
Hornaday would lead for a while before Skinner got by him, and Brad would soon follow suit and get himself back into the second spot. Under yellow on lap 76, Brad would lose 2 spots in the pits and have to restart in 4th.
Yeah, we shine the spotlight obviously on our pole sitter. And Brad Keselowski had led 20 laps, which was the most consecutive laps he's ever led in a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. He got bumped back into the second position when Ron Hornaday had a better restart than he did. Fell back another spot to 3rd, and then on that most recent pit stop sequence, he came out in the 4th position, and he's held that position up to this point.
The 9 team would gain a spot back under the next round of pit stops under yellow, and Brad avoided near disaster on the ensuing restart as he made contact with the lap truck of Blake Borkland. As the race got down to 70 to go, Keselowski rejoined the conversation up front as he began pressuring Travis Kvapil for the top spot. He'd make his move with 53 to go and easily pull out to a second advantage, and now a career-altering win was firmly in his sights. But it wasn't going to be easy. The 9 soon caught himself in heavy lap traffic, which allowed the 6 to close back in. Kvapil would take 1 lap away with 30 to go, but Brad would soon snatch the lead right back. Brad couldn't shake the 6 truck loose, though, and he continued to hound him lap after lap, and as the race entered its final 20 laps, it was clear Brad's handling was slipping away. Kvapil grew more and more impatient, and with 10 laps to go, he closed the book on Brad's fairy tale.
Enough equipment. The next call they got was from Todd Bodine, and Todd Bodine said, I'm going to compare him a lot to mine, and he's spinning on the racetrack. The 9 is around contact with the 6.
Travis Kvapil got up behind him. We saw the sheet metal get bent as Kvapil got right up behind the 9, and around goes the 9 of Brad Keselowski. As we were talking his praises.
Yeah, the problem was he stalled the truck. He had enough of a lead that he may have been able to hold on a second, but now a number of the trucks have gotten by him. No matter what happens, he has lost a number of spots. You see them going down into turn number 3 right there. Travis' truck's so good in the middle of the corner. He was on the throttle so much earlier, and he just made contact, and around Brad went.
Turn him around, Brad keeping on the accelerator.
Kvapil would cruise to the victory, and he was remorseful for the bump in his victory lane interview.
Man, first things first, I'm a huge Brad Keselowski fan. I talked to him before the season even started. I told him we needed to be in a full-time ride. It's definitely not how I wanted to make that pass. We were just rolling the middle so much better than him. He was really losing grip, but, man, I just feel terrible. I mean, Brad did a great job all weekend. I'm a big fan of his, but
Brad was rightfully heartbroken and at that moment completely unsure of what was next in his career.
You were leading, got the nudge, and fell back, finishing 17th. What happened?
You know, I'm not really sure without seeing a replay what happened, but, you know, the end result is we got hit from behind and spun out, but as to whether that was my fault or not, I don't know until I could see that, but, you know, we did all we could do.
Here's the replay, Brad.
Yeah, I was as loose as I could be, and any little nudge I got was just going to send me around, and what are you going to do? I mean, still a great run for the Team ASC, Jermaine, Toyota Tundra, and hopefully I can get a couple more shots like this and finish the deal off.
So good all weekend, winning the pole and leading late, not able to finish the deal and win this race. How frustrating is that for you, Brad?
Pretty frustrating. You know, you want to say it was a great run, and hopefully it'll lead to other things, but it's pretty hard to look past tonight. Hopefully, like I said, we'll get more opportunities like this.
And a long list of guys came over congratulating Brad on a good run, one of which was Mike Hillman Sr., who gave him a big hug, slapped him on the back, and told him congratulations on a great night.
Brad wouldn't be waiting long for that next phone call, though, as Dale Earnhardt Jr., who was wowed by his performance at Memphis, reached out to Brad and gave him the opportunity to pilot Jr.'s recently vacated '88 Busch car for Junior Motorsports. Brad would debut at Chicagoland just 2 weeks later and finish a respectable 14th. And less than 2 years after thinking his career was over would come the moment that I think the entire NASCAR world came to know Brad Keselowski's name.
Edwards will not make it to the flag. Brad Keselowski won this race.
And from there, well, we all know how the rest of the story goes.
I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome.
And the checkered flag at a NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship for Penske Racing and Michigan's Brad Keselowski.
We did a great job. What an awesome season.
Hey, Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Tyler Head. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have a topic for a future video you would like to see, let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Twitter at TylerHead18, and you can hear me talk about NASCAR every week on my podcast, Up to Speed, which you can find on Apple Podcast as well as Spotify. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.